Well, that was a dud. Alright, yes we are. What's up, guys? It's McKinley Crain here, and today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free movie review of the movie that I just saw earlier today, which was Spider-Man: No Way Home. Yes, I saw it the day after it came out. I couldn't see it the day it came out because of how long it was, and that wouldn't fit in with my schedule, and because it was really hard to get tickets anyway. There were a few seats left, but all those, there were still barely any seats left last night, so I had to see it this morning, and all those contributing factors adding, with my schedule and how packed the theater was going to be on Friday night. I wanted to see it on Friday night, but I couldn't, and so I had to see it today instead, the day after it came out. But I saw it really early. I saw it at I saw it at a 10:30 showing. It's like a 2-hour and 28-minute movie. And now I'm going to be reviewing it for you guys. So, let's get into it. So this is the sequel to Spider-Man: Far From Home. And I can't really tell you guys a lot about No Way Home, but I can tell you the basic premise. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you what I thought of it. Anyway, so the basic premise is, coming off of the events of the last movie, when Mysterio reveals Spider-Man's identity and frames him for murder, Spider-Man's life starts to fall apart. He can't get into any of the colleges he wants to get into because they're all denying him because they think he's a murderer. It's affecting his friend's life. His friends can't get into any of the colleges they want to. And it's affecting his social life. People are throwing stuff through his apartment, and he has to move apartments. It's just destroying his life. So he goes to Doctor Strange and says, "Can you go back in time and make it where Mysterio never revealed my identity?" So Doctor Strange agrees to help Peter just because he feels really bad for him. And because, he thinks that the spell that he's using is very safe and he's used it before, and that's not even a spoiler, just the basic premise. So he goes to cast a spell to make everybody forget about Peter Parker. And then Peter Parker's just everyone? Can't some people still know? And then Doctor Strange is just that's not how the spell works. And so, basically, Peter Parker keeps making Doctor Strange, re-edit the spell and re-edit the spell until it's unstable. And then all these bad guys keep coming. All these bad guys keep coming to their universe because of it. And you're probably wondering why, and I can't exactly tell you because that's a spoiler. But there is a reason, and it is explained. And all these bad guys are, and this has been confirmed, are from the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man universe. Whether or not they're in the movie, I can't tell you. But I can tell you that those villains are from their universes. And it makes for a hell of a good time. I had a fantastic time watching this movie. It's like a different kind of movie from the other Spider-Man MCU movies. The other Spider-Man MCU movies, they're fun and they're light. This one it's fun, but it's really dark. The ending is very bittersweet. Like, you guys know how, if you've seen previous videos, how I've called, like, Captain America Civil War's ending, like, really bittersweet, like it's the bittersweet ending of the MCU. This ending tops that ending, like, it just knocks it out. That ending just puts, this ending just takes the throne, takes the crown for most bittersweet ending in the MCU. And it's kind of, the ending is pretty depressing, but it's depressing in a good way. I had a pretty just good time watching the ending. I could feel the dread and the emotion that came from it. It is a pretty sad ending. And there are some pretty sad moments in this movie, which I can't tell you exactly what they are, because that would be a spoiler, and this is a spoiler-free review. I might be doing a spoiler review of this sometime later this week, just because so much of this movie's plot is just spoiler after spoiler that, like, I can't not get into that. I know I haven't done like a spoiler review of a movie in a long time. I've just mostly been doing spoiler-free reviews. But this, I might decide to do a spoiler review for No Way Home, just because it's No Way Home. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and onto like a lot of the onto my thoughts about the fan service in this movie. And there was a lot of fan service. A lot of this movie is fan service, but it's good fan service. It doesn't feel forced at all. It feels very awesome and just gradual, and it actually fits in with the story, and it feels earned. Now, some of the fan service and some of the spoilers in this movie had been spoiled for me, because people on the internet couldn't shut their gosh dang mouths this weekend. Okay, this previous week, when I was on YouTube just scrolling, yesterday I like completely stayed off of like the homepage of YouTube, because I was trying to avoid all the little leaks and spoilers that y'all keep leaking, and like not even just putting spoilers, just some of the people who are posting this stuff just flat out like just literally like just posted it's even in the title. They just fully explained the scenes that they were spoiling in the title, and I ended up seeing like a few of those. A few of them were obvious, like a few of the spoilers that I saw, like had been rumors, and I was just like, I knew that was going to happen, but one of them I did not know was going to happen, and somebody spoiled it for me anyway. And I kept telling myself, well, that could just be a fake clip that was uploaded to YouTube, because I saw this clip last Wednesday. I didn't see the clip, I saw the thumbnail of the clip. Of course I didn't click on the clip. Wasn't about to spoil I wasn't purposely trying to like spoil it anymore for myself. But I saw the thumbnail and the title of the clip, and I was just like, why? I was just like, this could be fake. This could be fake. A whole lot of the leaked scenes that you've seen in the past have just been fake. So I was just like, this could be fake. I know I've already said that, but I gotta say it again. I really did think it could be fake, but it turns out it wasn't fake. And that was an actual spoiler from No Way Home. However, it was still shocking nevertheless, and it was still awesome and very emotional, along with the other things that had been spoiled for me. A few character cameos got spoiled for me, too. And, they're awesome. You know, like the character cameos in this movie, which I can't spoil for you. Can't tell you who these people are who show up in the movie. But I can tell you that they're very awesome character cameos that do not feel forced and are actually relevant to the story, feel earned, feel necessary, and just feel awesome. The fan service in this movie is awesome. And honestly, like, the second half of this movie felt to me like a fever dream. I was just like, while I was watching it, I was just like, oh my gosh, this cannot be happening right now. This cannot be happening right now. Seriously, I can't even believe what I'm seeing. I cannot believe what I'm seeing, but I was just enjoying it. I was enjoying it, and I loved it. And it was just awesome. Now, on to the villains. The villains are just... This movie just nailed the villains. The villains are awesome. Jamie Foxx's Electro is way better in this movie than, he was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. He was alright in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but he was awesome in this movie. And it's the same Electro, too. Doc Ock is, he keeps in character. And he's awesome in this movie, just like he was awesome in Spider-Man 2. Willem Dafoe still got it. Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin was also awesome, just like he was in the original Spider-Man. Sandman is awesome in this movie, just like he was awesome in Spider-Man 3. And yes, I did think he was awesome in Spider-Man 3. He didn't get a lot of screen time compared to the other villains, but he got enough screen time. The Lizard didn't get a lot of screen time either, but he was still great. And those were pretty much all the villains, and they were all awesome. And the ending, let's move on to the ending. The ending, I know I already kind of talked about the ending a little bit, but the ending felt very, very smart and very, very brutal, but just very fitting. And it kind of sets up the future Spider-Man movies that are coming. Sony and Marvel are making another... Sony and Disney, should I say, because Disney owns Marvel. Sony and Disney are making another Spider-Man trilogy. It's a sequel trilogy about Peter Parker in college, and this movie kind of just sets that up and just kind of like puts Peter Parker on a different level of mentality to prepare him for those movies, which I actually think is depressingly awesome. Just like this movie's ending is depressingly awesome. And this movie is both funny and serious. It's a funny and serious movie. Mostly serious, though, especially towards the end. And this movie, went a lot of places with the Spider-Man character I never thought it would go. Especially with Tom Holland's character. I never thought it would go to certain places where it went with Tom Holland's character. I never thought the MCU would ever go these places with Tom Holland. I never thought that Tom Holland's character would act like he does in certain parts of this movie. But You know, he does, and it works, and it feels kind of raw and realistic and humanistic. And it works. And this is my favorite MCU film to date and my favorite Spider-Man film to date. It's perfect. Everything in this movie is perfect. I could not find a single flaw. I'm not the first person to have said this about Spider-Man No Way Home, but there is not a dull moment in the movie. Every moment is just awesome and thrilling. Oh, and Doctor Strange is pretty good in this movie too. Oh, in this movie kind of directly sets up Multiverse of Madness, and this is not a spoiler, but there is a trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness after the credits in this movie. And there's also like a post-credit scene which I can't tell you about, because you know it's all spoilers. But I can't tell you about the trailer that they show for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but I can tell you that there is a trailer after the credits of this movie for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and it looks awesome. Anyway, I'm going to give this movie a 100% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A+. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad, I will return.